welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We are here with Calvin II.
What's up?
He's having some deep conversations over
Very
here.
deep, you know.
That's right.
Hilarious.
And also, you do acting and you have
Yes.
your own music, so let's talk about that too.
So I have been a musician ever since like third grade. I started on saxophone, then started playing piano, guitar, bass, and drums, and started producing when I was in high school and went to college and started producing for other people as well. After college, I moved to New York and started playing in bands and stuff, and also started being like, oh, okay, well, writing songs and stuff, because I was interning and working at Def Jam and Atlantic Records and stuff. And so
that must have been fun.
It was fun. I was there when Def Jam was like crazy. I can't say all the stuff that happened, but 'cause I don't want to incriminate people. But it was like great. It was just like so insane, and just
Can you tell us any good little story? It doesn't have to be like the super crazy stuff.
Okay, what's something that happened that wasn't too, just like artists just being like, I've seen artists that aren't doing anything significant now, like just being real rude in the hallways and the ones that were like doing really well, they were just super respectful. The cool thing about it was just especially working at Atlantic, I was interning in the A&R department, so you would literally get like CDs from producers around the country. So it was like, but big artists or big producers like Kanye would also send in their big beat tapes. So it's like, I would tell people all the time, when you're sending in something, you're literally competing. It was like, you listen to Kanye and listen to yours. So your audio quality, like they're going with the best track, period. So you have to be good, because it's not like, oh, they're gonna give some sympathy because you're just local artists. Like, no, you're literally going up again. And it's
so you're talking about the demo tapes and stuff.
Yeah, demo tapes and stuff, or like beat tapes that they're trying to get to different artists and whatnot. They would like, it would go through us. We would listen, and the guy I worked under, Daryl Jones, was fierce. So like, if we were gonna say you need to listen to this, we had to really believe in it. And once you have those type of standards,
otherwise you'd just be like,
yeah. And I think the biggest thing I learned from that was that a lot of people in the industry or in music, they have this reputation of like, oh, they're evil, they're like doing all this stuff. But at the end of the day, they know if they don't sell these records, they're not gonna have a job. If these things aren't getting sold, they're trying to make the best product. If they're smart. Are there some people that just don't take their job seriously? Absolutely. Was my boss one of them? Absolutely not. He worked hard. So like, and if his, artists weren't doing anything, it could affect his actual bottom line and feeding his kids. So a lot of times artists get very like sensitive towards the fact, but something I remind people, like, there's no real favors in music. Either somebody really responds to your stuff or they don't. Like, I told one of my friends who was like upset, cause like, man, people aren't messing with me, or they're really talented, but sometimes there's that interim period where you're talented, but just you don't have that one shot or that one contract that takes you to the next level. And I told him, I was up like, well, think about it. Do you really want somebody who just kind of co-signs you or gives you opportunity, but they really in their heart don't believe in you? That'd be weird. Like, yeah, I guess. I mean, come on. That'd be weird. Like, you almost want, it's worth waiting for that person where your music is resonating with that audience member, or that person who's like, yo, this is, because they're going to like really be there for you. When it gets difficult, they're not just going to, throw you on the shelves and have you just lost product or a tax write-off and stuff. So I'd rather...
I mean, that did happen. They would just sign up a bunch of different artists back in the day. But I think that's really cool to hear from the other side of it, like the perspective of the record labels.
It's like they have to work. And so I'm glad that I worked there, because it gave me a respect for the people. I know a lot of times artists make it this thing of us versus them. And it's just not... But
that's because of the money, though.
Yeah.
That's because for some reason it turns out a lot of times they don't get as much money.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you have to know, your business.
Yeah,
it's not their responsibility to. It is a business relationship, and like for me, doing a lot of acting stuff, I have relationships with my agents, and so based on what we agree to, where I'm gonna get different responses and stuff, and so but it's my responsibility to know my business and stuff. So even coming from there and, being in New York and everything, I ended up, when I moved out there, I ended up doing like craft service on this TV show, Lipstick Jungle. And I became cool with Brooke Shields and the director and producer, Tim Busfield. And there was somebody on set who had like an acting school, and they were like, yo, you're funny. You should think about acting. And I was like, nah, I'm doing music. and stuff, and they were like, nah, but you should really think of, like, he hounded me. Daryl Sledge, I always give him credit because like he would not let me not take his acting class, and
that's cool.
No, he was just so obnoxious. Like, it wasn't even like cool. It was like, bro, leave me alone. Like, chill.
That's nice though to have
but it was nice. But he was
you.
really like, no, you should really do it. And
Yeah.
eventually, he was like, well, you can audit the class, and I was like, what does that mean? I was like, I'm gonna tax audit. He's like, no, that means you can come and like take the class and just see how you like it. I was like, oh, great. I went. There was the teacher there was Mr. Ward Nixon, and he was amazing. And all of the students were great. I was like, well, if I could act half as good as these guys, I can make some money, sure. And so started, took the class a couple of semesters, started auditioning, started getting booked in roles in New York and getting on different commercials. And then it was going so well, I moved out to LA, and also I was tired of being cold. And I was fed up. I'm from Detroit. I was living in New York. I've paid my dues.
Yeah,
I want warmth.
you've been through it already.
I want warmth. And so I came out here, started auditioning, got agents, and like just been booking commercial after commercial, movie after movie, TV show after TV show. It's
That's
been amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Wait, so when did you move here?
I moved here like 7 years ago. 2010.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been great.
That's awesome. Yeah. What are some of the TV shows you've done?
Last year I was in Nashville. This was on CMT, which was great. I had an awesome series.
We have to take another.
Okay.
We ran out of time.
We're
gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Calvin II.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching my interview with Calvin II. You can keep watching the rest of it by clicking here.